You stand at the edge of your future, not realizing that the person beside you could either sharpen your sword or bury your legacy. This isn't just about love. This isn't about lust. This is about your life, your mission, your kingdom. And Machiavelli knew something the modern world refuses to tell you. One wrong woman doesn't simply break your heart. She fractures your purpose, erodes your focus, and turns your ambition into ashes. You've been lied to. You've been told that love conquers all, that romance justifies chaos, that beauty forgives everything. But what if the woman you choose isn't your reward but your test? What if her presence amplifies your weaknesses? Instead of forging your strength, Machiavelli never saw women as evil. He saw them as forces, uncontrollable, unpredictable, and above all, unapologetically powerful in their ability to uplift or dismantle a man. You think it's just passion. You think it's chemistry. You think it's fate. But no, it's a decision, and you are either making it with discernment or walking blindfolded into your own funeral. In this world, there are only two types of women for a man like you: the beneficial and the destructive, the one who fuels your fire and the one who drains it, the one who makes your silence sacred and the one who fills it with war. The difference: discipline, alignment, a respect for your mission, and if you don't filter with fire, you will be burned. She doesn't ruin your life overnight. No, she poisons it slowly. She distracts you from your training. She laughs at your routines. She questions your focus. She draws you further and further away from your path until one day you look in the mirror and realize you've become a servant to her chaos. But there's a way out, a way back, a way to choose correctly. This isn't a guide to judge women. This is a mirror held to your own blindness. Because she didn't destroy you, you handed her the blade. The purpose of this video is not to make you fear women. It's to make you fear the version of yourself who forgets his mission for the comfort of false love. From the teachings of Machiavelli to the fire of Stoicism, from evolutionary psychology to your own buried instincts, we're going to uncover the hidden laws of female influence. We'll decode how the wrong partner can manipulate your sense of leadership, corrupt your discipline, and invert your masculine polarity. But more importantly, you'll learn how to reclaim it. You'll understand why respect is more powerful than love, why her boredom is a red flag louder than her compliments, why her past is your future, and why your mission is never something to negotiate. Because if you fail to choose correctly, she won't just leave you, she'll erase you. And she won't even mean to. She'll smile while she does it. She'll call it love. But Machiavelli warned us, he who builds his house on the promises of affection, without the stones of discipline, will be buried beneath them. So before we begin, ask yourself, are you choosing your woman out of strength or out of weakness? Out of clarity or out of desperation? Because in the end, you don't just pick a woman. You pick your destiny. Now comment below, I choose my path, not her permission. Only two types of women, beneficial or destructive. You keep telling yourself she's just emotional, just going through a phase, just needs more attention. But deep down you feel it. Something is off. Your focus is scattered. Your ambition is fading. Your inner fire dimming, and you don't know why. Here's the reason. You didn't choose a woman. You let one slip past your discernment. You let her beauty distract you from her nature, and now you're paying the price. Machiavelli said it best, most people are deceived by appearances. Few see what truly is. And you, like so many men, ignored the signs. You saw curves and charm, but you didn't see the chaos hidden beneath her smile. You were drawn to her fire, but you didn't realize it was meant to burn you, not warm you. There are only two types of women in a man's life: the beneficial and the destructive. That's it. No in-between. No gray area. She either sharpens you like iron or dulls you into submission. She either fuels your mission or derails it. The beneficial woman doesn't need to be perfect, but she respects your path. She understands silence. She honors your structure. She doesn't distract you with drama or seduce you into softness. She sees the kingdom you're building and stands beside it without demanding the throne. The destructive woman. She looks like passion. She feels like fate, but she is entropy in disguise. She drains you slowly. She mocks your routine. She pulls you away from the hard work, the discipline, the stillness that made you powerful. She's not evil. She's undisciplined. But if you don't recognize her for what she is, she will convert your strength into dependency and your vision into smoke. You were not meant to orbit around a woman. You were meant to build, to conquer, to lead. And the woman in your life should either be your co-architect or she should not be there at all. But why do you keep choosing the wrong one? Because modern culture has taught you to value chemistry over compatibility, chaos, over calm curves, over character. You were trained to chase pleasure, not peace. And in doing so, you ignored your own blueprint. You handed over your throne for a kiss and a compliment. You forgot that love without alignment is sabotage in disguise. Now ask yourself, does she make you stronger? Does she bring clarity or confusion? Does her presence sharpen your purpose or blur it? This is not about judging women. This is about judging your own filters. You are not just a man, you are a sovereign being. And every decision you make, including the woman you keep, either solidifies your kingdom or opens it to collapse. A destructive woman doesn't announce herself with malice. She appears with sweetness. She tells you she loves you, then slowly chips away at your mission with guilt, distraction, and emotional chaos. And if you lack clarity, if you lack boundaries, you will confuse her intensity for love and mistake her destruction for destiny. But a beneficial woman, she's rare. She doesn't advertise her value. She doesn't need to. You'll know her by what she doesn't do. She doesn't interrupt your silence. She doesn't compete with your mission. She doesn't test you with pointless rebellion. She respects what you're building, even if she doesn't fully understand it. This is the filter you must burn into your mind. Does she help me build or does she pull me down? Because one wrong woman won't just waste your time. She'll waste your life. You don't need a beautiful woman, you need a beneficial one. You don't need fireworks, you need fortress. You don't need someone who completes you. You need someone who doesn't compete with you. And if she isn't making your sword sharper, brother, she's dulling your edge. Now speak out and comment below. I choose the woman who sharpens, not the one who shatters. 2. Never choose a woman who disrespects masculine authority. You feel it in the way she looks at you during arguments, not with love, not with hurt, but with quiet contempt. You hear it in her tone, not just disagreement, but defiance. And the more you try to explain, the more you try to calm her, the weaker you become in her eyes. You think you're being understanding. She sees you collapsing. This isn't about control. This is about authority, your masculine frame, your order, your leadership. And she either respects it or she doesn't belong in your kingdom. Niccolo Machiavelli warned, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." That doesn't mean cruelty. It means respect, fear of loss, reverence for your strength. If she does not respect you, she cannot truly love you. Because deep down, a woman cannot surrender to a man she secretly rules. You've been sold a lie, that women want soft, agreeable men who never say no, that she'll love you more the more you submit, that the path to her heart is through emotional surrender. But ask yourself, did that ever make her admire you, or did it make her test you harder? You must understand her nature. A woman will test your boundaries not because she hates you, but because she needs to feel that they're real. If you bend, she breaks them. If you wobble, she withdraws respect. And once respect is gone, love dies next. You're not her pet. You're not her therapist. You're her rock or nothing at all. Too many men live in fear of being called controlling, toxic, or emotionally unavailable. And in that fear, they abandon their backbone. They try to compromise with chaos, but you cannot negotiate with a storm. A woman who disrespects your masculine leadership is not a partner. She's a saboteur dressed in a smile. She doesn't argue to find truth. She argues to find your weak spots. She doesn't challenge you to grow. She challenges to reverse the polarity to see if you will become the feminine. And the moment you lose that frame, the moment you hand over your crown, she doesn't feel safer. She feels unled, alone, bored, and then she starts looking elsewhere. Because here's the brutal truth. She doesn't want to lead. She wants to test your leadership. If you pass, she trusts you. If you fail, she'll burn your kingdom down and act like she did you a favor. Stoic wisdom teaches, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That includes your emotional reactions to her provocations. The man who cannot be moved by her storms will be remembered. The one who pleads, justifies, and explains, forgotten. So when she mocks your discipline, you stay firm. When she challenges your direction, you clarify it, not apologize for it. When she tests your leadership, you lead anyway. Because this isn't about her behavior, it's about your frame. Power in a man doesn't come from dominating her. It comes from refusing to be dominated by her reactions. She will test the walls of your castle. Your job is to show her they're made of stone, not sand. And if she continues to push, to belittle, to disregard your authority, not in passion but in pattern, then you must do the one thing that terrifies her more than anything else. You walk away. You leave her with the echo of your absence and the shadow of your strength. Because the man she can't move is the man she never forgets. This is not cruelty. This is sovereignty. And a woman who respects power will rise to meet you there. The one who resents it, she was never meant to build beside you. Now comment below. I lead with presence, not apology. 3. Observe how she deals with boredom. Her true nature reveals itself in silence. You don't truly know a woman by how she acts when she's excited. You know her when nothing's happening. No music, no spotlight, no romantic gestures or chaos to distract her. Just silence, stillness, boredom. And that's when her soul starts speaking. The woman who is at peace with peace is the rarest kind. She's not addicted to adrenaline, to drama, to attention. She doesn't manufacture problems to feel alive. She breathes calmly in the quiet. She doesn't fear it, she embodies it. But the other kind, she will burn your world down just to feel a spark. You think she loves you, but really she loves the way you distract her from herself. And the moment that distraction fades, the moment the highs settle into steady rhythm, she'll create storms, arguments, and passive-aggressive games to keep the emotional chaos alive. Why? Because some women are addicted to emotional intensity, the way addicts crave their next fix. And your calm, your mission, your structure, it feels like death to that craving. You take her on a peaceful vacation, she picks a fight. You give her security, she calls it boring. You lead with clarity, she tries to disrupt it just to feel control again. And here's where most men go wrong. They chase her chaos to win her back. They think if they just provide more fun, more attention, more emotion, she'll stay. But it only feeds the pattern. She doesn't want more of you. She wants more intensity, no matter the cost. Machiavelli taught that real power is hidden, not performed. And the same is true for women of quality. The one worth keeping is most herself, when no one is watching, when the lights are off, when life is ordinary. She doesn't need constant stimulation. She doesn't measure your value by how much you entertain her. She measures it by how grounded you remain when life is still, and whether she can find peace in that stillness, too. If she can't sit in a room with you and just be without needing you to fix her mood or distract her from herself, she will never build with you. She'll only consume you. Marcus Aurelius said, The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So observe her thoughts when things are quiet. Does she default to gratitude or complaint? Does she see boredom as a moment of rest or a signal to destroy? This is where you stop being a romantic and start being a strategist. Next time you're with her, observe not when she's dressed up, laughing at dinner, basking in your attention. Observe her on a quiet Sunday, when nothing special happens, when her phone is down and the world asks nothing of her. That is who she is. That is who you're investing in. If she becomes agitated, restless, or resentful, in calm, pay attention. Because that's not boredom, that's emotional instability. That's a soul that needs chaos to feel significant. And if you tie your life to hers, she'll drag you through that cycle over and over again until your fire is gone and your purpose forgotten. But if she holds space with you, if she brings warmth into the stillness, if she respects your silence and deepens in it, then you've found someone rare, someone who doesn't just survive with you in boredom, but builds with you from it. That's the kind of woman who multiplies peace, who strengthens discipline, who doesn't chase drama because she's already whole. And you will never rise higher than the peace of the woman beside you. Now comment below. I watch her in silence, that's when her truth speaks. For her past is your future. Patterns reveal, not promises. You want to believe in change. You want to believe that love will transform her, that the wild past is behind her, that with you, she'll be different. But here's the truth. Patterns are louder than promises. The way she treated the last man, the way she spoke about him, betrayed him, discarded him. Do not fool yourself into thinking you're the exception. You're only the next chapter in the same story, unless she's done the deep inner work most never do. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand," meaning we believe what we see, not what's real. You see her smile, her sweetness, her declarations that she's not like that anymore. But her history is the only real prophecy. If she left a trail of burned bridges, impulsive decisions, constant novelty seeking, don't think your stability will tame that chaos. It will only bore her. If she's never been alone for long, always jumping to the next man, she's not choosing you out of love. She's choosing you out of fear. Fear of herself. And here's what most men get wrong. They think they're different. They think their love will be enough. But your love is not a rehab center. You're not her therapist. You're not her savior. And the moment you start thinking you are, you've already lost. Stoic wisdom reminds you, don't wish for things to be as you want them. Wish for them to be as they are. If her past screams chaos, betrayal, or lack of discipline, don't cover your ears. Don't drown it out with hope. Listen, you wouldn't invest in a company with a history of fraud. You wouldn't hire someone who burned every former employer. So why would you risk your future on a woman whose past is littered with wreckage? Yes, people can change, but not for you, not because of you, only when they choose it for themselves consistently over time, not in words, but in patterns. A woman who's truly grown owns her past. She doesn't hide it, doesn't shift blame, doesn't pretend it never happened. She tells the truth. She lives differently now, and not just on Instagram, but in the quiet when no one's watching. But the one who avoids the past, who says, "I'm just fun-loving," who gets defensive when asked about patterns, that's your warning. That's your future. And unless you're willing to live in that storm, walk away. This isn't about judging her. It's about protecting you. It's about choosing wisely, not just romantically. You don't marry her words. You marry her patterns. You raise children inside those patterns. You build a future on that foundation. So if the bricks are rotten, no amount of paint will hold the house. Marcus Aurelius taught, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change." That's the marker of true transformation. Not charm, not tears, not declarations of how you're different. Change is proven. Change is visible, and until you see it, you owe her nothing, not your heart, not your commitment, not your destiny. Because the moment you ignore the past, you marry the future it creates. Now speak out. Her past reveals my future. I won't ignore the pattern. 5. Never tie your legacy to a woman who mocks your mission. She laughs when you speak of your dream. She rolls her eyes when you plan your next step. She says you're too serious, too focused, or that life isn't all about work. In those moments, she reveals everything. You see, a woman who doesn't revere your mission isn't neutral. She's a threat. Not because she's evil, but because her values contradict your purpose. And no matter how beautiful, how seductive, or how passionate she might be in private, the moment she disrespects your direction, she becomes a silent assassin of your legacy. Machiavelli warned of alliances that weaken rather than strengthen. In love, that's the woman who needs your attention more than she supports your ascension. The one who interrupts your solitude, your study, your strategy, not because she's malicious, but because she can't bear not being the center. But your life was never meant to orbit her. Your life was meant to build something lasting. Your legacy isn't a weekend trip. It's the fortress of your discipline, the echo of your influence, the name your children will carry forward. Tie that to someone who scoffs at it. You've tied it to slow ruin. You don't need a cheerleader. You need a partner in war. Someone who understands that your silence isn't distance, it's focus. That your grind isn't rejection, it's devotion. That your absence from the party isn't neglect, it's the foundation of her future comfort. A high-value woman won't mock your mission. She'll protect it. She'll know that when you disappear into work, you're not running from her. You're building a kingdom where she's protected, honored, and exalted. But the wrong woman. She'll sabotage the foundation. She'll make your discipline feel like guilt. She'll plant doubts in the concrete. She'll resent the very thing that gives you strength. And you, if you're not alert, will bend. You'll skip the gym to make her feel special. You'll cancel that meeting to avoid an argument. You'll stop leading to keep the peace. But you're not keeping peace, you're surrendering your crown. And it always ends the same. Not with gratitude, not with love, but with contempt, because she can't respect the man who sacrifices his purpose for her comfort. She may enjoy the short-term attention, but deep down she's testing your spine. And when she finds none, she leaves, or worse, stays, and slowly dismantles what's left of your fire. Stoic wisdom cuts through this illusion. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. You must see her disdain for your mission not as a quirky personality trait, but as a blaring signal. The woman who mocks your mission is mocking your soul. And you cannot build with someone who resents the builder. This isn't about control, it's about compatibility. If she doesn't believe in your vision, she doesn't belong in your castle. Let her go. The right woman will hear your goals and feel honored to walk beside them, not in front of them, not over them, but beside them. Your mission is your compass. Without it, you wander. With it, you conquer. Choose the woman who strengthens your focus, not one who demands it. Choose the woman who sees your absence not as neglect, but as a necessary cost of greatness. Choose the woman who never makes you choose between her and the fire inside you, because your legacy will live long after the lust fades, and you will stand either in the ruins of your compromise or the empire of your conviction. Now speak out and comment below. My mission comes first. She must honor it or leave. 6. A woman who doesn't fear losing you will never truly value you. If she thinks you'll stay no matter what, she'll stop trying. If she believes you'll tolerate disrespect, excuses, or emotional chaos, she won't admire your patience. She'll test your limits until you no longer resemble the man you once were. And when you finally break, she won't be shocked. She'll be bored. You see, a woman respects what she fears to lose. It's not a game, it's primal. Just like men are drawn to beauty and fertility, women are drawn to strength and unpredictability. the sense that the man before them cannot be controlled, that his presence is a privilege, not a possession. But when you chase her, when you over-explain, when you tiptoe to keep her comfortable, you rob her of that fear. You become safe, and safe never shook a woman's soul. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." In relationships, this doesn't mean cruelty. It means power, the power to walk away, the power to not need, the power to say, "If this disrespects my values, I'm gone." That fear of your absence creates desire. That awareness that you are not owned, only chosen, keeps her alert, awake, invested. She must know. You are not her pet. You are not her project. You are not her emotional cushion. You are a sovereign man with boundaries sharp enough to cut through manipulation and emotional drama. When she tests you, and she will, it's not because she wants to destroy you. It's because she needs to feel the weight of your spine. She wants to lean into a man who won't fall when she pushes. But if you fold, if you apologize for things you didn't do, if you reward bad behavior with more attention, if you let her tantrums set the tone, you train her to devalue you. And eventually she does. Stoic wisdom offers no excuses for this. Epictetus reminds you, no one can harm you unless you allow it. When you allow disrespect without consequence, you're not being compassionate, you're being complicit in your own erosion. So what's the solution? Keep your frame. Your frame is your internal structure. The lines you do not cross, the values you do not compromise, the vision you never abandon. It is your emotional posture, calm, steady, non-reactive, but firm. When she tests, you don't fight, you don't explain, you don't panic. You observe, you decide. And if she crosses your line, you act, not with rage, with silent space and the unwavering knowledge that your life moves forward with or without her. She must know this, not through threats, through energy. You are the mountain. You don't chase butterflies down the hill. You let the wind blow and remain unmoved. Psychology calls this the scarcity principle. We value what is rare. We cherish what is earned. When you make yourself overly available, overly forgiving, overly predictable, you become abundant. And abundant things are not treasured. But the man who values himself, who can walk away, who will not argue over disrespect, but simply disappear, that man is unforgettable. That man is feared in the way that breeds devotion, because he cannot be controlled. So let her feel it, let her wonder, let her reflect. The fear of losing you is the flame that refines her desire. It awakens her respect. It reminds her this man is different. And you are. You're not here to beg for love. You're here to build something real. And only a woman who values your presence will be allowed to stay in your world. Let them all know you are not afraid of being alone. You're afraid of wasting time with someone who doesn't see your worth. Now speak out and comment below. If she doesn't fear losing me, she was never meant to keep me. 7. Choose the woman who strengthens your discipline. If a woman makes you soft, she's not your reward. She's your warning. It doesn't matter how beautiful she is. If her presence weakens your edge, she's not a blessing. She's a blade slowly dulling your sword. And here's what no one tells you. The right woman doesn't just love your discipline. She demands it. She respects it like a sacred fire because it's the thing that makes you who you are. The wrong woman, she'll pull you from the gym. She'll mock your late nights building. She'll ask you to relax more and live a little while she feeds you dopamine and distraction. The right woman. She sees you say no to comfort and yes to mission. She admires the man who chooses his purpose over fleeting pleasures. She doesn't need to be entertained every second she walks beside you as you build. Machiavelli understood this. He wrote, "The one who adapts his conduct to the times will succeed." But adaptation doesn't mean weakness. It means choosing a partner who sharpens you, not sedates you. In this age of instant gratification, your greatest threat isn't failure, it's comfort. And the wrong woman is comfort dressed in kisses. She'll seduce your ambition until your vision fades. That's how kings fall, not from war, but from wine and whispers. You must test her. Observe her when you say no. See how she reacts when you choose discipline over desire. Does she pout, punish, withdraw? Or does she nod quietly, knowing that the man she loves is the man who cannot be moved? Because here's the truth. The woman who respects your mission is the one who makes you unstoppable. She becomes part of your edge, not your escape. Stoicism teaches this perfectly. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," and that includes the illusion that you'll be happier with a woman who makes you feel good all the time. You don't need someone who makes life easier. You need someone who makes you better. Psychologically, this is called a transformative relationship, a partnership where both people challenge each other toward growth. The right woman holds the mirror up to your weakness, not to shame you, but to forge you. But here's the catch. You only attract a woman like that if you already live with discipline. A queen doesn't follow a man who makes excuses. She follows the one who doesn't flinch when life tests him. So if you want her, be him. Be the man who trains when no one's watching, who works while others sleep, who guards his energy like treasure. And then when she comes, you won't have to ask her to respect it. She already will. She'll see that you are not moved by lust. You are moved by legacy. And she'll either rise to meet your fire or fall away exposed by its heat. Let her go if she doesn't align, because nothing will ruin your future faster than a woman who convinces you to settle for comfort when you were born for conquest. Your discipline is not negotiable. It's your crown. And any woman who tries to loosen it, even with love in her voice, is not your queen. So choose wisely, because she won't just influence your emotions, she'll shape your destiny. Now, comment below. The woman who sharpens my edge is the only one worthy of my time. Thank you for walking this path with me. If you've made it this far, you're not like most men. Most men will never question the illusion. Most men will never reclaim their power, but you've stared the uncomfortable truth in the eye and chose clarity over comfort. Remember, this world doesn't reward nice guys. It doesn't remember the man who pleases everyone. It remembers the man who builds, the man who leads, the man who walks away when peace is at risk. So don't chase her, don't fix her, don't fold your vision to make her comfortable. Live your mission. Guard your legacy. Sharpen your discipline like a blade. And let only those who respect your fire walk beside you. The right woman will not fear your strength, she will be drawn to it. The wrong woman will try to tame it so she can control it. You choose which one you allow into your kingdom. If this message struck something deep in you like this video, share it with a brother who needs to wake up, and subscribe to join a growing tribe of men who refuse to be domesticated by a weak culture. Because this isn't just advice, it's war for your soul. Now speak out and comment below. I lead with purpose, she follows strength.